Hey friends, it's good to see you. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topic Weekly Newsletter Recap. This week, our theme is dreams, and that's a theme that was inspired by you a few weeks ago, suggesting that we should do that theme, and here we are. So in the newsletter, I wrote specifically about our sleeping dreams. How they can be magical and how we can work with them. And I'm so excited and announced in the newsletter that Gaudet, who has written a book on the magic of dreams, will be presenting at StarCon. She has presented with us before. She'll be presenting at StarCon 5 a two-part intensive on working with your dreams. So we're super excited about that. So today, I am very excited to do readings about your dreams. I am happy to do dream interpretation. I'm happy to talk about what's happening in your sleeping dreams, whatever questions you might have. I'm also happy, even though I didn't talk about this in the newsletter, I am also happy to talk about and do readings about your waking dreams, the things that you are setting as goals. As I said, we didn't talk about that in the newsletter, but it is another use of the word dream, so why the heck not? Thank you all so much for being here. Of course, a special shout out to the members and the moderators. Martha Vink, I see you're here. You are here. I'm going to bust you. Happy birthday, Martha. So good to see you here, and so glad to celebrate your birthday with you. All right, so everyone say happy birthday to Martha, please. I don't know if you were trying to keep it secret or not, but busted, here we are. All right, so good to see all of you. And let's go right on over to CardCam and get this going. Okay, and you can see I am being efficient using my Wiser Tarot, and let's get this going. I love you, Martha. You're very welcome. Very welcome indeed. Okay, let's get these going. I will take these in the order in which I see them. If I accidentally skip someone, I'm so sorry. I don't like to do that. But if you see me doing it, let me know. All right, and thank you, everyone, for wishing my good friend Martha a happy birthday. For those of you who don't know, Martha and I have been friends since we were teenagers, and Martha was a very good friend of my late parents. So it's just really fabulous having her here and celebrating her birthday. All right. Let us get going here. Jeannie Mnuchin, you are up first. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. I rarely remember my dreams. Am I receiving symbolic messages on a subconscious level? And if so, am I incorporating them well? Are there messages from my dreams that I should be more conscious of? And if so, what? And that is so interesting. You know, the people who rarely remember their dreams, that makes dream work harder, right? So the first, and you didn't ask a specific question about this that I do want to ask, which is specifically for you, Jeannie, why is it that you don't remember your dreams? Like, is there a reason? And I don't get from these cards, maybe someone else does, but I don't get a specific reason. I think it's just brain chemistry. I think it's just how your brain works. I don't see any specific reason there. Maybe someone else does. I don't. So then, are there messages that you are receiving even if you're not consciously aware of it? Is that true? Look at this, 3 major arcana cards all reversed. I would have to say, yeah, that could very well be true. Are you incorporating and working with those messages? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What are those messages? Let's go back to these 3 cards. They are messages about how you find balance in your life, how you move forward in your life, and how you hang on to what you want to hang on to and let go of what you want to let go of. So yes, you are receiving spiritual support from your dreams. There is nothing more you need to do, except just be happy about that. All right. Trey Cameron, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Had a dream of a female relative who's still alive, whom I hate. Referenced something traumatic that happened to me in the past. I told her I didn't want to talk about it, and then the dream ended. What could this mean? If it involves reconciliation with this person, that is not happening. Bridge is firmly burnt. Torch that bad boy for sure. They're a sociopath. I just don't understand why I had this dream with them in it. I never think about this person. Okay, I have a thought. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the thought that I have right away and share that with you, and then we'll pull some cards and see if the cards confirm the thought, dispute the thought, or add extra information to the thought. And for those of you who are readers, I think this is a legitimate technique. If you're getting something that could be psychic or intuitive or just could be you full of crap, let's see. Let's put it out there, see what it is, and then let's go to the cards and see what happens. So you can let me know. Full of crap, not full of crap. I'm okay either way. My theory, right off the bat, it's not about reconciling with this person who I'm going to take your word for and say, well, this is a vile person. You're not going to reconcile there. But in the dream, you set a boundary. This person, their very presence in your dream is traumatic, and this person comes in talking about a trauma. And you're like, yeah, no, not doing that, not talking about it, and the dream ends just like that. I think this is your higher self affirming your boundary with this person and your ability to set boundaries in general. That's what I think it's about. But, so tell me how that resonates, and let's see what the cards say. What do the cards say about this? Yeah, look at that. Seven of Swords, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, Page of Swords reversed. I'm going to take this, I think that's what we're doing here. I think this is about you having permission to set boundaries and setting boundaries, and that is a source of healing. I also think that this dream is part of a whole healing process you are going through that leads you to a place of greater partnership, greater love, greater agency, and greater trust. You do not want people that you don't trust anywhere near you. And you are learning to make those determinations and set those boundaries. That's what I see. All right. 64, Amy Penn, so good to see you. My dreams are crazy. Always living in a prior house or my childhood home. What are my dreams trying to tell me? Interesting. Interesting. I think the dreams are helping you remember where you've been. So look, here's the prior home, right? 10 of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Pentacles can be a card of real estate. So 10 of Pentacles reversed, former home. And now we're moving forward. So I think there's something here about checking where you've been to help you understand where you are now. I do think that this is meant to help you feel confident and capable in what you are doing now and where you're at now. It's helping you to check yourself to say, I made decent decisions in the past. Was I perfect? Of course not, but no one is. But I've done well in the past, and that's going to help me do well in the present and in the future. And no one can call that into question. That's what I see. Kimmy's Divination Station. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. I've had dreams of my departed loved ones, and I am a lucid dreamer. I acknowledge that they are no longer living and I miss them, but they never respond. What's up with that? That is heavy and interesting, especially because you're a medium. That is really interesting. Let's figure this out. I have no idea what I'm looking at this point. So let's take a look. Okay. First of all, the departed loved ones. Are they actually visiting? I would say yes, they are actually visiting. Why are they not speaking? Oh, I think you need to ask them. Like, I feel like in that lucid state, rather than telling them, acknowledging that they're gone and that you miss them, I would get right into conversation. I would ask them some questions. I think you need to ask them questions. Talk to them. And I think we'll see how that changes things. But I think in your lucid state, you can do things to change this, and it would be a really interesting exercise to do that. Okay, Gemini Sun, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a moderator. I have a recurring dream where gum gets stuck to the roof of my mouth and back of my throat. I have to rip it out while I'm practically choking, and it's so hard to get out, and I can't fully remove it. This sounds horrible. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's ripping the roof of my mouth off. I always recognize during the dream that I need to stop having gum because this keeps happening. I don't even like gum in real life, though. How would you interpret this? So I do have a question, and then we're going to have some fun with this one. That's a heavy, hard dream, and I'm so sorry. But I do wonder if you have like allergies. And the only reason I ask, you all know, I have like the worst allergies, right? You know that. And I will occasionally have weird mouth dreams, not as bad as that and not as specifically recurring as that, but weird mouth dreams. And it always happens when my allergies are acting up because it makes my mouth itchy or whatever. So I do wonder if there is a physiological piece to this. But it is so interesting that it's gum, it's always gum, and you have this conversation of I should not be putting this in my mouth anymore. In life, you'd never put it in your mouth. So what does the gum really represent? That is the question I'm asking the cards. What is the gum? What does it represent? What is it? Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. It's you silencing yourself. I don't know if this is family, if this is in general, if this is friends, if this is relationship, I don't know what it is, but you silence yourself. You take away in some situation, you'll have to tell me what kind of situation it is, but in some situation, you will take away your own agency to speak. You will take away your own voice. And this is your higher consciousness telling you to stop gumming up the works and allow yourself to have a voice, and to suggest that if there are situations where where other people keep you from having a voice, you have to deal with that. You have to figure out what that is. And if you're not allowing yourself a voice, then how do you find healing for that? Those are the things I think this dream is helping you to look toward. And I also think once you answer those questions and solve this, you will not have this recurring dream any longer. All right, let me know what you think. And let's see. Here we go. Mediha Ness, you are up next. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. Mediha Ness, I've had 2 dreams that were very significant. Both were about my pets, and it was about their well-being. I haven't had any other message dreams other than the 2. How could I open myself up to message dreams? Would that be a good thing? Or was it my pets reaching me and it wasn't me to begin with? Yeah, good question. You have so many questions. So should you try to open yourself up to more, like to use your dreams more as divination, more consciously? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Why was it that it's just been with your pets? Because that's easy. Everything else is more complicated. How do you open yourself up to this? Well, first of all, you have to believe that it can be done. And I think I actually mentioned this in the newsletter, just set the intention. Before you go to bed, ask your guides, guardians, angels, loved ones, whoever, however you see that, if there is anything you need to know. Would they please come deliver that message in your dreams? And just do that every night and see what happens. I think that would be a very interesting exercise for you and could be very helpful. All right. Melissa, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hang on one second here. Okay, Melissa, thanks for being a member. I am waiting with bated breath to hear how these next few days in your life go. That should be very interesting. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Here we go. I do not often remember my dreams. I had very vivid dreams in February when I was in Chile. It was a week after an intensive EMDR session and I was off grid with no Wi-Fi, so I was really tapped into my environment and nature. What was the message these dreams had for me? They were on a variety of topics, but all super vivid, which is abnormal for me. So I have other questions here I'm going to start with if you don't mind. One is, I got to know, did these vivid dreams come from the EMDR solely? Did they come from being at this retreat in Chile, or both, or not related at all, right? Like, I just want to know. And so did the EMDR contribute? Maybe a little. Did being off grid and in Chile at this retreat, was that it? Or is it something else? I think it was just time. I think it is time. I think you have been doing a lot of spiritual work over time in many different ways. And so I think at this time, this would have happened with or without the EMDR, with or without the retreat, although it's good you did both of those things, of course. But I think this was set up to happen, and I think it will be happening more. And what set it up to happen is just all the work you're doing. Now, the vivid dreams you had during that time really are just to put you in touch with your feelings and let you know that your feelings are valid and it's okay to have feelings. That's what that's about. Do I really think you're going to start having more vivid dreams and maybe even clearer messages from them? Yes, I do. So I will look forward to hearing about that as time goes on. Justine, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. We appreciate you. When will I finally wake up out of the nightmare my life has become? I keep hoping I'll wake up one day and realize it was all a bad dream, but no luck yet. I'm in a very low place. I'm so sorry. Any advice? Let's take a look and see. You know, this may be the sort of thing that does not completely go away without help. And that's the thing. You know, there are different things that you can do that I think are harder to do. And I think in some ways you've been somewhat resistant to them. But this may be leading you to more proactive solutions. And one way or the other, you know, it will all work out. It will be okay. But I feel like if you're just waiting for it to go away, it may not. And so you may have to do the work to make it go away. Good luck. And you know, just seeing Justine here just reminded me of this because I always like it when Justine comes to class. But I love it when all of you come to class. And come to class, I hope you will do this evening. We have a class this evening, the Spectrum of a Tarot Card. This is going to be a fun class. We're going to look at all the things a card might mean and how we figure out what the card is saying. How does that all work? We're going to play with that tonight, 7 p.m. The link is already up. I hope you will join us this evening. Adrija, good to see you. Thanks for being here. My dreams have always been very unpredictable, but mostly nightmares. I'm so sorry. But I do feel everything very intensely while dreaming. Sometimes I even talk, scream, get scared, and even sleepwalk. This has lessened over the years, but most of the time I wake up. There was an incident where I was caught staring at my cousin's sister. Is this something in my head or does it mean something? So that specific incident, I don't think it means anything in particular. I think the fact that you are sort of such a person with this kind of a dreaming life, I think this is you working out a lot of things. And I think the fact that it's lessened over time suggests you're on a path of healing. And I feel like just naturally in what you're doing, you will have calmer dream experiences over time going forward, I think. Okay, Claire C., good to see you. It's not Friday. We'll do that tomorrow. But is there a question? Claire, thank you so much for being a member. Thanks for being here. Do you have a question about dreams? Let me know. Happy to do it. Deepika, I'm currently working on my educational dream. That's a waking dream, right? Where we use dreams to talk about goals. Will I be successful? I think you will, as long as you stick to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. As long as you do what you're doing and stick to it, you will be successful. Justine, I'm working on it all right, tirelessly, but I just can't seem to get caught up. Oh, look forward to seeing you in class. I don't think it's a matter of being caught up, Justine. I think if you think about it in that way, that's going to be a problem. It's not about being caught up. That's not what it is. It's about managing some things differently. And I know you are working on that too. So keep doing the work. That's the key. Madib, good to see you. Thanks for being here. It's funny, I just saw you texted me. Can't answer, but I saw you did, so thank you. All right. Ben, Libra Does Tarot, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members only emojis. Love the dream theme this week. Thank you. Had a lovely dream the other night, which I remembered, doesn't happen often. Met a spirit guide and had a lovely exchange. Is this a sign my mediumship is growing, and is this the way I should try and contact spirit? Oh, I love this. Yes. And Madib, yes, we are talking about dreams. Exactly. So Ben, I love this. Is this a sign that mediumship is growing? I think it's a sign that you are working more directly with your spirit team in general. And so to me, does that mean, will that help mediumship? Sure. But all the other things too. Our spirit team helps us in so many ways. And so I think this is a sign that you are working with your spirit team. Now, should you use dreams to connect with your spirit team? Yes. Is that exclusive, but not exclusively? Use dreams, but not exclusively. And will dreams help you with mediumship as well? Yes and no. Yes and no. I think this is not specific to mediumship as much as it is to receiving your own guidance. But that's going to help with everything, right? All right, Barbie Bird, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I often have very vivid dreams and many recurring dreams of places, situations, and people. Every so often I get a dream that turns out to happen, a premonition. Is this a gift laying dormant? I'd love some insight into my dream abilities and what I should take away from my dream life. So prophetic dreaming is such an interesting thing. My mother was a prophetic dreamer. I'm a prophetic dreamer. That is a real thing, right? It can happen. And so when we look at your prophetic dreaming, yeah, that's a real thing and it is a real gift. What to do with this? I think you got to lean into it. I think you can ask your dreams for solving of problems. I think you can, and the thing about prophetic dreams is we don't know which dreams are going to be prophetic. It's not usually until we're in the moment, we're like, okay, I know this. I know what's going to happen. I know this. And that can be very helpful when it comes to our decision making, things of that nature. So yeah. And is this a sign that you have psychic gifts that you could develop further? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So pay attention to dreams, use your dreams, and recognize, I wouldn't say it's a dormant gift, but I would say it's a gift you can develop more. There you go. Madib, yes, you are a member. Thanks for coming back in your member account. Good. Ben, thanks for that feedback. That's perfect. I was very unexpected and took it as a sign my awake brain is so chaotic at the moment. My dream state was the best way they could connect. Yeah. Oh, man, I had a situation years ago where my brain was so chaotic. My guides came to someone else, like this casual friend who is now actually one of my best friends years later. But casual friend, like to give me messages. Very interesting stuff. Barbie, that's fun. It is fun, yes. Baby cakes. In my family, we believe in dreams and watch the important ones like hawks. What does my dream nightmare mean where I am lost somewhere or completely unprepared in school? Oh, God. Yeah. Show of hands, man. How many people have the unprepared for the test at school, completely lost? And when I'm completely lost, it's usually also in a big school, and I have no idea how to get to where I'm supposed to be. And the bell's ringing, and I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I have these dreams. Show of hands, I bet a lot of people do. My other unprepared dream is I'm in a play, because I have a theater background. And in my dream, I'm in a play, it's opening night, and I've never read the script. Didn't realize that I was in this play, but here we are. So yeah, I understand this, right? Here comes the show of hands. Barbie Bird, show of hands. Carolyn B, show of hands. Yeah, this is common. Madib, there it is, yes. Yes, I think this is a lot of us. I think this is like very common to the human psyche. I really do. So for you, oh, Barbie, yours is often travel related or moving. I'll tell you, right before StarCon 2022, which was going to be the first time we were doing a hybrid event, every night for like 2 months before StarCon, I had a dream that I was in some kind of a vehicle. It could be a car, a bicycle, a train, a roller coaster. It was all kinds of things. And I'm not driving, but I'm looking ahead, and I can see that the road or the track we're on is disappearing, and we're just going off into air. And it's fine, we're okay, but it's terrifying. That was my pre-StarCon dream. Makes sense, right? Baby cakes. I am a prophetic dreamer, sleeper, walker, and sleep talker. I always try to remember my dreams, and some of them clearly indicate the future happenings. I'm often unprepared and dumb. But let's do this reading for you. Let's do this reading for you. Yeah. I think we recognize that these dreams are like normal human dreams that we all have. But when you have them, baby cakes, for you, it is a sign that there's a lot of stress there. And it feels like the prescription is more rest. Like I sort of feel like if you're having those dreams, you're not rested enough. And so go to bed earlier, take a nap, whatever, give yourself more rest. That's what I think. Okay, and Justine, it sucks even more when everyone in my life gaslights me about my experience too. This is why I don't feel safe discussing it with everyone and have to hold it all in to protect myself. It is so hard. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So we are sending you all love for sure. All right. And baby kicks, I also don't have my homework or not going to graduate high school or university. Yep. Mine is always, I did not study for the test. That is always mine. And I actually had that life experience when I was in college the second time. I've been to college twice, still have no degree, is what it is. But second time in college, I actually lost the syllabus for a particular class and did not know that we had an exam that day until I got to school and saw that everyone was studying. And I'm like, oh, okay. I got a B on the test I didn't study for, but had I studied, it would have been an A, right? So yeah, I actually did have that experience. All right. Rose, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. After years of not dreaming, I'm starting to dream again. That's interesting. I'd like to befriend my dreaming self. Anything I can do to strengthen that relationship. That is so lovely. Yeah, and it's exactly the right thing to do. I would just have conversations with your dreaming self before you go to sleep and then again when you wake up, and maybe do some dream journaling. I think that would help. Very good. Good stuff. Okay. And Amy Foreman, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Next up is George. I always have a dream that I will never get married and be alone. What does that mean? I mean, my guess is that's your fear. That's your fear talking. Yeah, I think it's what you're afraid of. And I would say maybe fear that less, find a way to deal with those fears, and you might have that dream less. Baby cakes, these dreams never go away. We're too traumatized by schools. It does make one wonder if we all have the same nightmare. Like, we grew up in different countries, we went to different schools, but we all have the same freaking nightmare. Are we doing right by our kids with the way we do education? It is an interesting question, right? Okay. Mix you here, Michelle, so good to see you. I don't even know what to dream for anymore in my life. So talking about our waking dreams. I try to keep up hope, but it's getting harder. I'm 44. I don't have energy to make career changes or even what. I don't have a life partner, savings, nothing. I just don't have the hope I used to, but I'm hanging on to what's left for dear life. Good. That's what you need to do. I know that's heavy, but what do I need to know about fulfilling dreams when losing hope? That's a great question. Thank you for sharing. And we're all sending you lots of love. What I would say is look for the things that nurture you in small ways in moments. Look for nurturance in small ways in moments. And recognize, and we've all seen it, right? That in a moment, everything can turn around. In a moment, your great life can go from wonderful to terrible. That's true. And in a moment, a difficult life can get better very quickly. And so recognize those moments are available to you and will be available to you. I would also say this. When we look, like there's a whole history thing, right? I'm 44 and I have not achieved these things. But I would also argue that for many of your years, while other people who did not have the same set of traumas or experiences that you did were working on particular things, you were just sort of hanging in there and trying to survive. You have grown a lot, you have learned a lot, and so you should not, I think, use the past to predict the future. Because if you say, well, I've struggled all this time and I got nothing, what's the point of continuing to struggle? Because it'll just be the same. Yeah, no, it won't. Because over this course of time, you have learned, you have grown, you have figured stuff out. And so your future will naturally be better than your past. That's the logic that I present to you. Amy, that is so funny. Oh my gosh, Amy Foreman. A 420 reference from Amy Foreman. I love it. Rose, thank you. Thank you. Mix you are absolutely. I'm trying to savor the small things. That's good. I agree. I've had a couple of friends die from diseases of despair, and I'm trying to use them as examples of what not to do and ask for help. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. And, as we get older, and I've got almost 20 years on you, as we get older, I would say those cautionary tales and the people that we knew, that can be really helpful. That there have been times in my life where I've been like, okay, this is one of those pivot points where I could go in this direction or this direction. And I know people who went in this direction and it was not good, so I'm going here. Makes sense. Okay. Hey, Joyous Ocean, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Next question, Vaishali, good to see you. Are dreams that we dream while sleeping, do they have messages or is it just random visions that have nothing to do with us? I've never understood my dreams. I have weird dreams sometimes. I forget them, but also remember them. What do my dreams mean? What messages do they have for me? So dreams can be anything. Sometimes they are just really random. Sometimes they're psychological. Sometimes they're spiritual. When we look at what kind of dreamer you are, I think you could find a lot of practical support from your dreams. I think if before you go to sleep at night, if you're like, give me advice. I just want advice. You will have dreams that give you some really great solutions. And that will help you. Hey, Milk and Honey Tarot, good to see you. DH, you're up next. Thanks for being a member. I just overscrolled. Y'all could tell that I had the overscrolling look on my face, didn't I? All right, DH, what messages do my dreams have for me? And thanks for being a member. And so let's see, what kind of dreamer are you? I think that your dreams give you real messages of healing and real messages from spirit. So look for that in your dreams. Milk and Honey Tarot, here we go. I used to dream frequently prophetic dreams. Why am I dreaming less? What's the block? What a great question. I think your brain is on overdrive during the day, and so your brain is just resting at night. I think if you want those prophetic dreams, you're going to need to, before you go to bed, take some real time to unwind and unpack everything that happened in the day so your brain is not as busy. I think it's just what happens with maturity, really. Okay. Martha Vink, the birthday person. Martha Vink, thanks for being a member. I don't usually remember my dreams, though a couple of living friends have made appearances lately. I sometimes have anxiety dreams related to the car accident I had in January. What might my dreams be trying to tell me? What are some messages for me? I think right now you could use your dreams to help you figure out how you want to position yourself for the future. I think you could ask for information to help you know what you really want. I think sometimes it's hard for you to know what you really want, and so dreams could help you figure that out. Milk and Honey, you're usually tense right before bed. There it is. Thank you. Makes sense. It doesn't mean you're any less psychic, to be clear. Okay, Carolyn B., thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Looking for messages from your spirit guide, and those are messages that might show up in dreams. The message here is about your own agency to pursue the things that matter to you. Not other people's expectations, but what matters to you. That's the focus. Martha Vink. Definitely hard to figure out what I want. Yep. Joyce Ocean. What's a disease of despair? Exactly the stuff that you work with. Very often the diseases that lead us either to death by our own hands or death by overdose or things of that nature. Yeah. I did not bring into my newsletter anything about how this might affect dreams. But I am seeing from both Justine and Amy that can be a thing. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Ness, we do have that tradition to pray and go to sleep for guidance. I'll work on it. Perfect. I didn't see that earlier. That's fabulous. Thank you. Gemini Sun, I do have allergies. I had a feeling it was something about feeling stuck in a cycle or fear holding me back, so silencing myself in certain ways, which makes a lot of sense. Interesting. Carolyn, you have that deck as well. Yeah, it was given to me as a gift. So fun. Okay. Yes, Melissa, please do keep me in the know. Yes, Kimmy, the suits in this deck are really confusing. And I think it's interesting that it really just is about cannabis. It's not about like I wanted Cheech and Chong, Snoop Dogg. I wanted people. I wanted different kinds of stoners. That's what I wanted in a deck honoring cannabis. But this is fun. It certainly is. And Amy's like, yeah, I want that deck. I am really thinking, I don't think I can do legitimate readings with that deck, but Saturday is 420, and I am, in addition to the Psychic Sampler, I am trying to figure out how to, maybe I'll give everyone one card from Pot Tarot as well on Saturday or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. All right. Joyous Ocean, you are up next. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I'm on the train and will listen later. Acceptable. As a child, I used to have recurring scary dreams and, this is smart. Until I changed the ending. Then the dream stopped. That was empowering. Yes, thank you for sharing that. If you have a scary dream and can be lucid within the dream, you can change the ending. That is really, really smart. Yes. Jackie Masters, yours is the next question. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I've always had strange dreams that feel normal to me. Is someone trying to send me a message, or what do my recent dreams mean? Is anyone trying to reach me? I always feel calm when I wake up. Okay. These strange dreams, I think, are offering you healing to trauma. I don't know exactly how or in what way, but I think they are here for healing. And I do think that ancestors and loved ones in spirit are part of that process. Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. I'm dreaming about my ex all the time lately. No! We've been divorced for a few years now, and I rarely dreamt about him before. So why now? Great question. Because you're finally healing from all the damage. The marriage was damaging. The divorce has been damaging. Co-parenting with that excuse for a person is difficult, but you're finally healing from all of it. And I think this is a sign of that healing. Yes, Justine, we are going to do that on Saturday, 4:20. We're going to bring Pot Tarot into it. Yes. Yes. Yes, we will. Who would I be not to be part of our cultural celebration? Of course. Okay. Joyous Ocean. This is an interesting one. As an adult, I dream a few times a year. I recently started dreaming again. I sleep well and seem to have dreams that I don't always remember a few times a month. I had an odd one last night. Let me see if there's more. Yes. Okay, so I'll wait till I get there to get to the question. Okay. Jackie, your boss is very close. I understood. Okay, just scrolling through. Okay, and Joyce Ocean, yours is actually the next question. I think I dream while awake. Is there more work I can do while sleeping? I'd like to have a dream conversation with my ancestors and guides, and thanks for using members-only emojis. You know, let's see what the cards say, but it's all about affirming before you go to bed, setting an intention before you go to bed. That is the whole thing. Set an intention before you go to bed. And beyond, yes. For you, set intention before you go to bed, but also I would put out food for them. Honestly. I would put out like a little snack and a glass of water and say, okay, ancestors, spirit guides, this is for you. Come join me in my dreams tonight and see what happens. Justine, yeah, it would be kind of difficult to use for the Saturday cattle call. Yeah, you know me. I have lots of decks and I love lots of decks, but if I'm really going to have to do the readings with them, I'm limited to certain decks. It's true. It's true. I don't want to be trying, what is that card again? Yeah, I don't want to be doing that, right? All right. JD Estrada, good to see you. I constantly dream vividly of myself walking on a cemetery. I see many people I know in my dream, and these people are not alive. The weather is always windy and very cloudy. Any idea the message behind this? What an interesting dream. Thanks for sharing. Man, this card has come up a lot today, the Queen of Cups, to talk about sort of our dreams. I think this is about your connection. Like, do you identify as a medium? If you don't, I think you should. I think this is your connection with spirit. I think this is you coming to understand that you can communicate with those who have passed on, and it might be time to develop that. Okay, here's last night's dream, Joyce Ocean. I found the tip of a finger with a pretty nail. Ew. It looked fake. I tossed it. Then I'm talking to a woman, and then a man walks over to me by name and says he has something for me. Where is this going? Hang on. He hands me the same nail I'd found. I told him it wasn't mine. He asked me if I was sure and told me to look. I looked at my left hand and the middle finger. Tip and nail was missing. I was shocked. He walked off and said his name, Mark something. I wanted to talk and he was gone. I realized I was going to be late for my next appointment. I have an idea about that, to be honest with you. I think it's about, like his name is Mark. I think it's about all the men who have left a mark on you. All the men who have taken a piece of you in a bad way. I mean, I'm not saying I think you've been like with a million trillion men, but you know what I'm saying, right? The relationships that have taken a piece of you. And I feel like you are in a relationship now where you feel like you're being given something back, some part of yourself back, where it's not about having to cut off little pieces of yourself for someone. I think it could be about that. What do the cards say? Yeah, fair. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me scroll back to where I was here. Oh, Kimmy's divination station. Did I do you? I did, I think. Let me go back and find you and make sure I did. Can anyone confirm that I did or did not do Kimmy? Did I skip Kimmy? I remember saying Kimmy's name, but that's no guarantee. Oh, yes, I did. I did do that. And definitely go back and hear it. Yes. Yes, just had to check. All right. Here we go. Scrolling back. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then I see the question again. Yes. And I'll just say, I remember the reading, Kimmy. I don't remember the cards. But the insight is you're not asking them questions. Instead of acknowledging them, ask them questions. See what they'll do. Ask them questions. Madib. A big theme in my more profound dreams is large bodies of water and fearing being in the water. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, and there you are, man. That's deep, and I think it has to do with embracing emotion, embracing psychism. I think it is also a sign, Madib, that you need better psychic protection. And JD Estrada, yes, you did. Thank you. And Madib, with the Queen of Cups keep coming up, wouldn't she be one who is intuitively connected? Dreams in the subconscious. I think that makes sense, being today's theme is dreams. I agree completely. Completely. Okay. Country Love Homestead, good to see you. My dreams are always so vivid and realistic, but random. I try to write them down as soon as I wake up. Good. That's a good practice. Is there a message there for me? Well, there is always a message of love, and I think that there's a lot of intuitive messaging in your dreams. I think it is really worth interpreting your dreams to get those messages. And you ask, how do you become lucid enough to change the ending? That is smart. Yes, all about practice. It is all about practice. The more you do it, the better you'll become. That's true with anything in this realm. Divination, psychism, anything. It's true. Okay. And JD, you are a medium. There it is. Yes, that totally makes sense. Yep. And you are going to work on protection, Madib. Very good. And with that, I think we've come to the end. If I accidentally skipped you, I'm so sorry. If you are here and have not yet asked a question, it is last call for readings, y'all. And thank you for your kind words, Deepika. I appreciate that. Friends, we have class here this evening. The link is already up, The Spectrum of a Tarot Card. Please do join us 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us for class. If you can't, please watch the replay. I will look forward to seeing you tonight. Katie, you're jumping on. Okay, good to see you. Thanks for being here, Katie. Thanks for being a member. Do you have a question for today? I'll chill for a few minutes and see if you or anyone else has questions for the day. I am looking forward to that. And of course, if you have not subscribed to the newsletter, if you have not read this week's newsletter, there are links in the description. There's also a link in the description for booking an appointment with me. So please consider doing that as well. What else? So class tonight. Let me chat for a few minutes about class tonight while we're waiting for further questions. The spectrum of a tarot card. The idea is that each card exists on a spectrum. We like to think, like there's this meaning. This is what this card means. But there's a whole spectrum there. And that's what we're going to play with. How do you know? It's about reading cards in context. Here it is. You're considering adding, Katie Kondo, this is your question. I'm considering adding to my spiritual practice. Is what I'm thinking about a good idea? It is a good idea. Oh, sorry, hang on. Got to go back. There it is. Here you are. It is a good idea, but you want to do it slowly and carefully so as not to disrupt your other practices. It is a good idea, but do it slowly and carefully. All right. And with that, I am going to say goodbye until later on, 7 p.m. tonight. I will be back. I hope to see you all here then. I'll also be back tomorrow, Friday, for your Friday weekly wrap-up. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Special shout out to the members and moderators. See you tonight.